Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today is Makeup and Celebrity Sunday, and it has been a little while since I've done one of these. It's just been crazy. I'm actually not feeling great today. I think allergies are getting me a little tired. Also, my mom currently has COVID. I think we're on the back end of it, but it has been a long and stressful week. And I didn't think I would have it in me to do this video today, but in some ways right now as I'm sitting here, it's the best thing I can do at the moment. So like I said, I know it's been a minute and I really want to get one of these videos done. So like I said, in this moment right now, I am very happy to be sitting here filming. I think this is a good idea. So I will have my entire Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist linked down below if you want to see my previous videos like this. So before I get into the video, today's look is going to be like a fall inspired look using all Dollar Tree makeup that I feel is fairly readily available, like stuff that you can generally find at most Dollar Trees most of the time. It's not any fancy hard candy stuff generally or Wet n Wild. It's generally the things that I find that I can pretty much almost always find, or at least if I don't see them for a period of time, know that they always do come back. It was important to me to make this a look that just about anybody could achieve. So the topic for today, and I've done one of these once before, I will have it linked down below specifically so you can see that video if you do like this specific topic, but it's just random celebrity facts. I've just kind of gathered some random celebrity facts that I've found over the last couple months, and I thought they were super interesting. A lot of stuff I did not know personally. You probably did not either. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today as we do this Dollar Tree fall inspired look. So without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So again, I'm gonna start with eyebrows, and I am trying, my empties are sad at the moment. It is now September 24th, and my empties are really in a sad state. So I'm trying to use up some makeup products. So this is my LA Colors brow pencil. So maybe this will be in my empties, I don't know. So we're just gonna go with eyebrows like we usually do. I love this pencil because it comes with this little brush. Like I said, my voice is a little tired today. I think allergies, it's now fall, and I think the fall allergies are getting me a little bit, and definitely not what I dealt with. If you've been on my channel, you know I've had some vocal issues. I am a singer and I do have nodules, but they've gotten better since I have treated my acid reflux, my silent reflux, I should say. So my vocal problems are nothing like they were. It's just it's just a little tiresome to talk, and so I might just seem a little bit low energy. And like I said, I've been taking care of my mom. She has had the COVID. I had it a couple months ago, so of course I have tested negative. I'm still within that like immunity stage of having it just a couple months ago. So luckily I'm able to care for her and still kind of do what I need to do. So that's been good. And we've had some scary days this week, but I think she is on the up and up and is the most normal she has been in about a week. So that's good. So my brows went on really easily, and I have not even shared a fact yet. So I learned this on television recently. I'm gonna clean up my brows while we're talking, and I'm actually just gonna use this new color. It's pretty much the same as the Sassy Chic, so if you have that, it's the same thing. This is in light. I'm gonna use this to clean up my eyebrows. So Frank Sinatra, if you've had kids, brace for this. He was 13 pounds when he was born. 13 pounds. So he was delivered with forceps. God, that sounds awful. That sounds terrible. But the forceps, because he was such a big baby, it tore the skin on his face, and it also damaged his left ear. So he has some hearing loss. So any of that damage that you see, I think you can actually see it on his face, you know, all through his life. That is from his birth. 13 pounds. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my eyelid as well and just kind of blend it. I don't know if I've ever used this to clean up my brows before or not. I don't really remember, but it's really doing a very, very, very good job. So I learned this as well on television. I was watching a documentary on Elizabeth Taylor, and of course, you know, just stunningly beautiful, beautiful eyes especially. And apparently she had a medical condition that caused her to have 2 rows of eyelashes, which is part of the reason she had such beautiful eyes. And so they're actually thought to be a genetic mutation of the, I had to look this up, of the FOXC2 gene. So it actually says in this description, funny that a woman most men would describe as foxy would possibly be affected by a FOXC2 gene. It's an extra row of eyelashes, and it's known medically as distichiasis, and it's very, very, very rare. Obviously, I do not have it, and a lot of us do not have it. But yeah, that's part of why her eyes were so beautiful. And I don't know if it really caused her any issues in her life, but like I said, it was beautiful. So I'm gonna be kind of dipping into like these two palettes here. These are the LA Colors little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes in Lucky and Hot. And I've also got some of these little singles, and I don't know how much of this stuff I'm going to use, but like I said, it's just the stuff that you do tend to see all the time at your Dollar Tree. And I want this to be kind of a fall look, so I'm kind of wanting to do browns and greens and all that kind of stuff. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go all over with this shade right here, is kind of a base. These are kind of, they're not super shimmery, but they're not really matte either. And I just find that that's really kind of a good place to be. I do really like these eyeshadows. And I'm gonna kind of carry it up to the brow bone. So I think I'm gonna do green in the crease and then do like a neutral kind of lid, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm gonna kind of take like a big fluffy brush. And, you know, it really doesn't matter which green I go into, but I think I'm just gonna do this one here. It's kind of like a true green. So I'm gonna pick that one. So, you know, we're hopefully all familiar with like the Rat Pack, you know, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and then Jerry Lewis. Not Jerry Lee Lewis, but Jerry Lewis. And I'm not, you know, I mean, I know a bit about them. I mean, I'm not like a super fan or nothing like that. But so Dean Martin, you know, we've all heard of Dean Martin. You know, part of his act was that he was kind of always had a drink in his hand and was drunk. And you know, and like Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis and all them, I mean, they were always like, they did drugs and drank and all that kind of stuff. Mainly, you know, their schedule, they were up all hours of the night performing and partying and all that kind of thing. But apparently, Dean Martin actually did not drink. The whole thing was an act. And that was just, I think I had known that at one point, but like had forgotten it. And that's just crazy. So I just wanted a little bit of like a green in there, and we're gonna go in and kind of do some other shades. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here and kind of smoke this out and then do something really fun on the inner part of my eye. I'm hoping that is dark enough, so we will see. I think it will be. You know, so we're generally, I think, all familiar with like the murder of the Black Dahlia, which took place in like Hollywood or Los Angeles years and years and years ago. And the girl's name, I guess she was an actress, you know, like a wannabe actress. Her name was Elizabeth Short. And this was very interesting, particularly to me, because this hits a little bit close to home from where I'm originally from. But she was from the town of Medford, Mass, which is literally the next town over from where I was born and raised, which is crazy. That is just so, you know, anytime you hear something like that, that's just crazy. I did not know that until recently. And of course I was slightly familiar with, you know, the case. So I thought that was super, super interesting. Okay, so I'm not completely happy at the moment, but I usually never am at this stage. So I haven't really used this very much, and I've had this for a while. This is the LA Colors Liquid Eyeshadow. This is in Cheers, and you've seen this on my channel before. And I'm gonna put this like on the inner part of my eye. And the way I generally like to do this is use it like on a flat brush. You know, when I think of fall, I think, of course, of oranges and browns, but also greens. You know, greens, we kind of forget when we have the fall foliage that there's green as well. It's the green mixed with the orange and the yellow that gives it some contrast, you know what I mean? It's just beautiful. So I was wanting to find a way to incorporate green into this look. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of a dark shade on the outer part, and I'm gonna go into this LA Colors. This is the 12 color eyeshadow palette. This is in Sheet. I'm gonna go into that dark brown shade right there. I just think that's a really nice, dark, chocolatey shade. And sometimes I find out that these actually apply better with your fingers. I'm gonna use these LA Colors Dermatolash lashes. These are in Desire. I think I've worn these once before in a video. These are pretty readily available, but of course, whatever style of lash that you like from the Dollar Tree will work. These are a little bit more of a natural style than I normally go for. I like the ones that are in like the dark purple. I think the style of them is dramatic. And I'm just using some Ioni lash glue, and I'm gonna put these on. And of course, like always, we're going to finish up the eyes after we do the rest of the face. So I'm gonna put on my lashes and I will be right back. Okay, lashes are on. We're gonna move on to the rest of the face with foundation. And I'm kind of in between shades right now. I'm not really the lightest I am, but I'm also not really tan. So I'm gonna take the New Color BB cream and foundation, mainly because I have one in medium, one in light. And I'm gonna mix them, but either one of these are readily available. If not the New Color, then the Sassy Chic, which is like the same thing. So I'm just gonna mix these two shades because my skin is kind of in a weird place right now, color-wise. I allowed myself to get a bit tan, which I don't normally do. Normally I do wear sunscreen, but I let myself get pretty tan for a while. And now I'm in like a stage of color that I'm not normally in. So I'm just gonna mix these. I'm just gonna apply them with a brush. That's kind of been my preferred method lately. You know, you just kind of switch around and, you know, have things that you like, you know, it's at any given time. I guess I've just been sick of like wetting a makeup sponge and all that good stuff. So I have just found the brush method to be like the most convenient. So something else that I learned recently, it was actually, I was doing some, you know, we just passed the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and I do have a video on that, by the way, that I will have linked down below. It's kind of my story. It's not super dramatic. It's kind of light, but it is my story. I'll have that link down below. But I did learn that the actor Steve Buscemi, he was actually a firefighter at Ground Zero. I had no idea until extremely recently. Gosh, I love these face products. They are so good. They're so cheap, so good, and they just look good. You know what I mean? I don't know if everyone's skin can tolerate them, but mine does really well, and they just look great. Love them. Can't beat them for $1. So for concealer, again, another thing I'm really trying to use up, it's this LA Colors Contour Stick in Light, and it really makes a very nice concealer. Mine is just about gone. I can't even put it up no more. So maybe this will be it. Like I said, I really need to use some stuff up for my empties this month. And I've got some makeup that is on its last leg, and there's no perfect time like the present to use it. So another random fact is that Oprah, you know, we all know her. We all know Oprah. Everybody in the world knows Oprah. So apparently her legal name is Orpah, like O-R-P-A-H rather than O-P-R-A-H, due to a misprint on her birth certificate. So legally her name is not Oprah, not because it wasn't supposed to be Oprah, but because it was literally misprinted. I mean, like literally like one of the most famous people in the world. You know what I mean? And it's like her real name, and yet it's not even like her real name. But I thought that was super interesting. Had no idea. I'm gonna use this LA Colors bronzer, again, something I see all the time, and this is in Baked. And yeah, like I said, it's just one of those bronzers that I see all the time at my Dollar Tree. And it's a slightly shimmery bronzer, but nothing offensive, and it's really very nice. And you know, for $1, you cannot beat it at all. You know, usually in fall, we're holding on to the last little bit of glow, and bronzer just gets all that more important. So for blush, I'm gonna use this LA Colors blush. This is in Spice, and they have wonderful blushes. This is a gorgeous shade. So apparently, an interesting fact about the child star, Shirley Temple, she was such an impressive child performer that a lot of people were convinced she wasn't even a child. And so actually the Vatican launched an investigation to find out her real age. Like, they just didn't believe that she was actually a child and could perform the way she did. But she was in fact a child. And Shirley Temple actually passed away in 2014. So I think she was in her 80s when she passed. And she actually lived a really good life. She wasn't like other child stars. She never got in any trouble. She ended up getting out of the business, all that kind of thing. So yeah, she ended up, you know, living a very nice life from what I understand. That blush is beautiful. So pretty. I probably went a little overboard, as I always do, but it's okay. Again, something else I'm trying to use up is my LA Colors highlighter. This is in Shine Bright, and there's just very, very little left. So I'm just gonna apply this where kind of up here on my cheekbones. I might even use this as an under the brow bone highlight. I do that very, very, very often. And I picked this shade here because it's a little bit more gold. So I thought this would go good with a nice fall look. I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. powder in light beige. These are available fairly often at my Dollar Trees. So I'm just gonna go kind of lightly. I'm not gonna bake my face or anything like that. I still want a little bit of a glow. Again, we're trying to hold on to that summer glow just a little bit, especially considering it's just now fall. It just became fall like yesterday or the day before. So I'm gonna go into this LA Colors contour kit. I don't see these incredibly often. I'm just gonna use the light shade to kind of cut my jaw just a little bit. So the movie Finding Nemo, Ellen DeGeneres, so famously did the voice of Dory. The actress Megan Mullally was actually originally hired to voice Dory, but she wouldn't do her Karen voice, her Karen voice from Will and Grace. So she was fired and they got Ellen to do that role. So we're gonna finish up the eyes. I'm gonna go in with this LA Colors Auto Liner in black. Again, something that is usually very, very, very readily available. And I'm gonna go into my waterline, and then we're gonna just put a little bit of shadow underneath, a little something on the inner corner, do the lips, and we will be done. I'm gonna go into the palette Hot, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here, because I think that will be pretty, and I'm gonna put that underneath. So the actress Angela Lansbury, from Murder, She Wrote, she had a very close tie to the Manson family. So her daughter became involved with the Manson family, and Angela took extreme measures to get her daughter out of it. So apparently they moved to Ireland. So of course, her daughter was able to get out of it and all that kind of mess. And we know what a mess, horrible mess that all was. So now I'm gonna put a little bit more of this liquid shadow in my inner corner. So I'm just gonna take like a little thin brush right here. And I'm just gonna put this on the inner corner. I'm gonna put a little bit of this highlighter underneath my brow bone as well. And I do have two more facts that I wanna share with you. So Elvis, like literally the most famous person in the world, was known for having that jet black hair. And I know a lot of Elvis impersonators, I know it's kind of like a weird thing, but they pretty much all dye their hair black or wear wigs. Elvis was no different. Elvis was a blonde, and he actually dyed his hair black, I think to look like his mom or to make it black like his mom's when he was young, and of course it stuck. So Elvis does not naturally have black hair, naturally a blonde. I had no idea, and I should know because I know so many people that are obsessed with Elvis, but I guess that one just slipped through the cracks at some point. So we're gonna finish with the lips. I have one more fact. I'm gonna use this lip liner by e.l.f. because it's kind of like the only lip liner I have from the Dollar Tree, but they're pretty readily available. It's just this one here from e.l.f. and it's in like a mauve shade. So I'm just gonna line with that. LA Colors makes some, so just kind of what you like. And then I've got this LA Colors lipstick. This is the Nude Glam lipstick. I've had this for a while. This is in the shade Bear With Me. Comes with these containers right here. And it's just kind of a nude shade. I think I may have used this once before, but I thought it would be beautiful. From time to time, you will see these plumping serums. This one is in Solstice. And like I said, these may not be as readily available, but Dollar Tree has a lot of lip products. So you just use something that would match with the color story of the eye. Anything kind of cinnamony, nude, even berry would work. So my last fact is about Betty White. We all love her. We all love her. She is older, and I mean this lovingly, and this fact, when I read it, it was meant very lovingly. She is older than sliced bread. Betty White was born in 1922. So she is gonna be 100 years old, I guess, next year. So sliced bread did not come around until like 6 years later in 1928. So sliced bread is the best thing since Betty White. And I can't take credit for that quote. I read that quote, but I think it's pretty cute because we always say, the quote. You know the quote where you say it's the best thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread is the best thing since Betty White. So yeah, just a nice nude lip just to finish off this kind of copper and green, kind of fall inspired look. Like I said, green gets overlooked a lot, I feel, even by myself. So I did want to try to incorporate it in this fall look. So I hope you enjoyed this Dollar Tree fall makeup look, talking about some random celebrity facts for this Makeup and Celebrity Sunday. Like I said, we weren't really testing out any new makeup. I was just trying my best to use things that were fairly readily available at Dollar Tree. Of course, a couple of the items are not as much, but a lot of these items I generally can find most of the times. So I do hope this helps you out. And I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, show me you did by hitting that like button. I'll have my entire Dollar Tree makeup and haul playlist linked down below so you can binge watch any Dollar Tree video I've ever made, as well as my Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist. I will also have that link down below. That way you can check out more videos where I talk about celebrities, pop culture, movies, all that kind of thing. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.